Greetings, everybody, from Washington, D.C. It's the end of the line. Making sure this is working. And suddenly, here I am. There are planes going overhead. Probably going to hear a few of those as I'm speaking. Those planes are from Reagan International Airport, where I will be flying home in just a few hours. But first I have to enjoy some of the sights here and then get my bike over to REI, which is just on the other side of the mall here near Union Station, and drop it off and then hop the metro to get over to the airport, and I will be at work this time tomorrow, hopefully. Anyway, it's been an amazing journey. This has been more like an odyssey than any other trip that I've done in the past. Kind of piecemeal. It wasn't point A to point B, get there as direct as possible, see some sights, have some fun. This trip revolved more around people and roller coasters and being able to interact with people and, see some really good friends who I haven't seen in a while, as well as make new friends. And I had so much apprehension going into this trip. This isn't like the dream trip. This isn't like bicycling across Europe or going through national parks where you can camp anywhere. This was going through some pretty big cities, and I had a lot of apprehension. A lot of apprehension about cycling through Boston by myself, New York City by myself, just not aware of the traffic, the circumstances, where I could go to the bathroom if I needed to go, being alone, who would watch my bike, would things get stolen, would I get attacked? I mean, all this threat and worry, and having gone cross country before and gone through some cities, I've always been careful, and with New York City, I always went 200 miles around. If you look at my maps, you can see that they did not ever really go directly through New York City. And this trip was just so much more than I could have dreamed. The people that I met along the way were amazing, and I'm always apprehensive when I knock on someone's door and I meet somebody new. Never know how receptive they're going to be, never know how friendly they're going to be, and the people that I met were just so amazing. I met a couple in Williamsburg, Virginia, where I stayed with them for 2 nights. And she is a therapist, and she works with children. So a lot of overlap in what she does and what I do, and her talking about, the parents and substance abuse problems, and just really connecting on that deeper level. Friend I stayed with in Worcester, Massachusetts, same thing. Stayed with a friend of mine in Colchester, Connecticut, who moved away from California last year, so it was awesome to be able to connect with her and see her again and take a day off and go ride some roller coasters at Six Flags New England. So haven't counted my roller coaster count up yet for this trip, but figured probably between 20 and 30 coasters. We did Six Flags New England, Six Flags Great Adventure. Unfortunately, the 2 best coasters there were closed that day, but you know what? I made it all the way to Zadra in Poland, and it was open, so I can't complain. So those 2 Six Flags parks, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Kings Dominion, and then Coney Island and some roller coasters along the Jersey Shore at Maury's Piers. So was able to get my little kid out and have some fun and scream with some friends of mine on the roller coasters and eat some ice cream and gelato and do some camping and just have an amazing time. Roads yesterday were a little scary. I felt like I was in South Carolina or Georgia because the roads had no shoulder and it was very busy traffic. Most cars went around me, didn't give me any problems. One person, however, chucked a lemonade bottle at me. I didn't see it until actually it hit the ground, so fortunately they missed me. But what happened was somebody chucked it pretty hard because I heard it, it startled me, and I was wondering if they were aiming for my wheels. It could have put a hamper on the trip. But they missed, and I had a great day. Rain, not a problem. The only problem with rain really is when you get a flat tire or something miserable happens. But I'm cycling with swim trunks on, so by having swim trunks, if they get wet, I'm okay. I also have tevas on, or keen sandals, I should say. So with my keen sandals, if they get wet, not a big deal. If it's a cold rain, I do have wool socks and Gore-Tex rainproof socks I can put over the wool socks if I'm really concerned about keeping my feet dry when they're wet, which will be what I'll be doing in September in Europe, because I'm sure those rains there, and I'm sure it will rain, will be a little bit more colder than this. But I'm just enjoying this day, not too humid, beautiful. I took the metro out here last night after getting to my motel and walked around for about 2-3 hours, did 4 miles. A lot of people here, just not the same scene as when I'm usually here in December, and just really enjoyed it. This is a beautiful city, and if you have not been to the city yet, I would strongly encourage people to get to Washington, D.C. Anyway, I've got like 3 miles ahead of me. I'm going to swing around by the Capitol and drop my bike off at REI, so I do not have to worry about shipping it on the airplane, something that I've done before and I'm sure we'll do again. But for this trip, it just seems like it's going to be a little bit easier to drop it off and let REI ship it home. That way I won't have to worry about getting my bike when my plane lands tonight in Los Angeles at midnight. But anyway, thank you all for all of your support, for following along with me. And, I think the message here is that life's what you want it to be. Life's what you make it. And who else would look at a map and think, where's somewhere crazy I can go without even thinking about the weather, terrain, any of that kind of stuff. And that's just kind of who I am, because I want to enjoy life. I don't want to worry about the stuff. And yeah, worries come up, but I brush them off pretty quickly. And as you can see, when I'm in the thick of things, when I'm in the middle of rain or mountains or headwinds or something, I always know that in the end, I always get where I'm going. And I remind myself of that. I always get where I'm going. And life is good. Don't expect it to be anything more than it is. Be in the moment and enjoy it. I'm certainly enjoying this trip, but I'm actually looking forward to getting back to work and seeing some familiar faces and getting back to my routine and my daily structure. So with that said, I'm going to close now, if I can figure out how to turn this off. Thank you all. Greetings from Washington, D.C., and I will see you somewhere else down the road sometime. Okay, everybody? Have a great day.